Okay, so what did we do last week? Do you guys remember? April?
We did scale.
We were drawing scales. So you're not going to pay attention to this, because that was composition. So on your paper, oh wait, you're right. I didn't even know there was a back. That's hilarious. Okay. These are new, right? Draw a treble clef in your top staff. So remember, you draw a line from just above to just below, and then you do a half a squiggle, and then a big circle, and a second circle. A big line, and yeah, there you go. So when we draw scales, what's the first thing we need, a whole step or a half step? Do you remember?
A whole step.
A whole step. And then what do we need?
A half.
Not yet.
Whole.
A whole step. And then what do we need? Then we need the half. Then what?
Half.
Whole. Whole.
Whole. Whole.
And then
Half.
half.
So many holes.
Yes. Mostly whole steps.
Only two halves.
Only 2 half steps. So can we say please? Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Are you saying it with us, Edric? Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. That wasn't personal, just put it out in the middle. Whole, say it, ready? Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Uh-oh, say it again. Edgy, are you saying it? Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Okay. So if I start on A, what's my whole step? Everybody. I can't hear you. Did you answer? Okay. What comes after A, everybody? B, thank you. Just the alphabet, guys. So can you please copy the A and the B for your first whole step? Edgy, that's a C and a D. Can you move it down a space? Good, April. Good, Julia. Good, Ruby. And that. Good. Now I need another whole step from B. You don't have a black key between B and C. C sharp. Right? This is only a half step, and then this is a half step, so half plus half makes whole. So remember, we draw the sharp first, and the center of the sharp is in the C space, and then you draw your C, please.
Magic C sharp, just normal C sharp.
Now I need a half step. D. Yeah, it's just the alphabet, you guys. D. So remember that from A to B is the whole step. You don't have to write this. From B to C sharp is the whole step. From C sharp to D is the half step. So we have 3 steps, but we have 4 notes because it takes 2 notes to make a step. Just like you have to use 2 feet to take a step. If you only have 1 foot, what is it? You're hopping, right? At that point, you're not stepping. So you need 2 notes to make a step. So now I'm on D and I need a whole step.
C.
We already had a C sharp. How many C's do people want?
E.
E comes after D in the alphabet.
Sometimes E sounds like you're saying C.
Yeah, you have to be very articulate when you speak. Copy the E, please. Let's go. Edu. Copy the E. April, can you sit up, please, so I can see Ruby's? Thank you. And by the way, everybody, this is Ruby. She's starting on violin, and she's visiting from America until the end of the school year. So welcome. Okay, so then after E, now I need, so this is my whole step. So now I need another, look at it, whole step, right? Because whole starts with a W. So what's a whole step from E?
F.
F sharp. Because there isn't a black key in between E and F. So draw your sharp so the center of the sharp is on the line. And then draw your note. You could make your sharp a little bigger, Ruby. So April, your sharp is on the space shape. Can you try again so that it's in the line F? Good, Julia. Edu, go ahead and draw your F sharp, please.
Like this?
Almost.
Is this?
So you want to draw one line across the top. Go ahead.
I want to draw F sharp.
Okay, so you're going to draw above the line and below the line, and then you see how that puts the center of the sharp on the F line?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, now what do I need? Another whole step. So what is a whole step from F sharp?
G.
G is only a half step. G sharp. 2 points for the lady in blue. G sharp. I'm on a black key, so to have a whole step, I have to go to another black key. So draw your sharp in the G space. And then draw your note.
This is getting higher.
It's getting higher, right?
Wait, does it stop here?
Well, what scale are we drawing? Did you figure it out?
Oh.
What's our first note?
A.
A. So what does our last note have to be? We're not drawing the alphabet, Mabel. We're drawing an A scale. What does the last note of an A scale have to be?
B. G.
I'm going to start crying in 3, 2.
Yes.
What is the last note of an A scale?
C.
My life's work. You guys.
Esau.
What is the first note of an A scale? A. What is the last note of an A scale? A. What's the first note of a C scale? What's the last note of a C scale? What's the first note of an E flat scale? What's the last note of an E flat scale? What's the first note of a Q scale? Q. What's the last note of a Q scale? Yes! It does not matter. So we are not on A yet, April, so it can't be over. But we are on G sharp, so we're close. I need a half step. A. Yay. So draw your ledger line. Remember, wait, look up here. Remember to leave space. So it's if you were going to draw an extra line, it has to be above that G. So you draw the ledger line.
Nutkę namalować sam sharp, wtedy nutka. I potem ledger line i A.
Make a whole, leave the space for the note G. Right, nicely done. So if you were going to draw more ledger lines, when you're making the spaces, you always have to imagine if there's a note, if a note can fit there. If you start drawing ledger lines and they go too close together, then it gets confusing and it doesn't really mean anything. Okay, so how many sharps did we end up with? 3. Whoop. What? How many sharps did you count?
3.
1, 2, 3. So draw a new treble clef at the end of your line.
Treble clef.
Not all the way at the end. Leave some room for your sharps. You see how Ruby has room left? Can you copy where Ruby put her treble clef?
Because it always goes.
You'll be okay. Good, Julia. Remember, you want your treble clef to take the whole staff, though.
And we have the time.
Absolutely. So the first sharp always in the key signature is. You guys remember? In any key signature, if you have one sharp, what does it have to be?
Sharp.
F sharp. So draw your F sharp first on the top line. And in a key signature, the F sharp cannot be on the space. It has to be on the top line. Then what? After the F sharp, we have after F sharp, we have. Now you don't remember? C sharp. So you put your sharp in the third space. And it certainly can't be in the lower one because you'd have to draw a ledger line for the sharp and that would be really confusing. And remember, you're drawing left to right, so you don't want your sharps underneath each other. And then, so we've used the F sharp and we've used the C sharp, so which sharp is left? G sharp. So you draw the sharp in that top space. Go ahead, Edger. So we cannot draw it in the lower G. It's just the rule. So it always looks the same no matter where you're seeing it. Okay. So if you saw this, do you know what that means? No, it's a clef. But if you saw this, you would know that we're using the A scale. You would know automatically that that's an F sharp and that's a C sharp and that's a G sharp. Because that's the only answer. If it's 3 sharps, it has to be F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. So even if you don't recognize the clef, so you don't actually know your notes, you still know that that's an F sharp and a C sharp and a G sharp because it has to be. For those of you with inquiring minds, this is called a C clef. And the triangle indicates where the note C is. So before there was a treble clef and a bass clef, there was a C bass clef and a C tenor clef and a C alto clef and a C soprano clef. And the tenor clef and the alto clef are still used by instruments that are low by nature but can also go high, like the cello and the viola, some of the saxophones. Those were the original clefs. All right, please put your lids back on your markers and put the markers back in the center. Erase your boards. Don't share. Put your erasers back in the middle when you're done so we can share. Okay, and keep your boards right there. Everybody just stand up where you are. And we say, thank you for learning.